Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Our scene is set for the Scepter of the Green, just inside the bond of the cairn itself, well within the warded areas that protect it from the prying eyes of all those mundane individuals who would sooner be ushered out unceremoniously. Callie Vigilant Bow Krykos walks beside her mentor, Wastinger, as she sort of reminisces about what it took to become Keeper as they are heading towards where she last heard Contemplates the Mercy was sighted. Yeah. And we start our scene with Callie sort of coming through the brush and chatting it out with Wastinger.
Contemplates is with in the Get Offenders training grounds. He has worked up a very good sweat, and he is doing push-ups on like in the middle. Kind of, he is on his 5 reps of 60, so he is going kind of exerting himself a bit, but not by much. Just
Travis is watching him doing all those stuff.
There's a
He's
certain
trying to rest.
and there's a certain thought that goes across Callie's mind of the second that he saw somebody coming, 1001, 1002. But either way, Callie just kind of smirks and pats Wastinger on the shoulder before sort of stepping away from her towards Contemplates and crossing her arms.
and seeing her and finishing his last set of 60, his body's kind of burning at this point. But hey, panting a bit. What's up?
So, wow, it really looked like you did 1,000 push-ups there.
Kind of have to. I have to keep up with Blitz. It's kind of a thing.
That's an interesting rivalry, the Philodox versus the Arun.
I'm gonna kick his ass one day. One day.
One day.
One day.
Maybe you'll be lucky and he'll fall from his station, and then your weird Philodox, I'm going to bite you and it's going to hurt really bad because you did something you weren't supposed to do. Power will work on him.
He'll kind of give you a raised eyebrow, like no, but okay.
An obvious jest.
How may I help you? What's up?
About 3 months ago, 4 months ago actually at this point, I came to you to do a thing.
Right.
To step forward. And I have to tell you, it made me really tired at the time.
Gotcha.
You gave me a worthwhile challenge the last time that gave me my deed name. I'm hoping to come to you again because it's time. The spirits have recognized my duties, and I'm looking to step forward, continuing on my path.
What exactly are you asking me?
I wish to challenge you for Adren.
Travis,
He'll
face
kind of
palm.
fold his arms like, list for me your deeds.
Callie will first up bring up her Facebook because she wrote this all down in a message. But she'll start. Where would you like me to begin? Since
From the
becoming
beginning.
foster.
From the beginning.
Since becoming a foster, I have found myself in the employ of many of the spirits of the sept. I have spend out from not only doing the duties that Gaia and Luna have set forth for me, but I've also learned a considerable number of rights. I have learned how to create talents, how to care for fetishes. I've learned how to encourage the spirits of our sept to grow and prosper. I have learned how to bring forth the great spirits and incarna of our nation. Just yesterday I was able to draw down Grandfather Thunder to find out what was troubling him and why he was so angry.
He
And he
kind of
made it.
raises his eyebrow. You didn't think to talk to Cases the Storm before you did that?
At the time, I wasn't sure if his fury was going to be content with striking out at 3 Garu or if he was going to continue to strike down on the Sept. And as the spirits fall under my purview of this Sept, in terms of keeping them placated and happy as keeper of the land, I felt it was necessary. And Grandfather Thunder did, in fact, state his grievance.
What is this
And now
grievance?
everyone knows. He has had a very hard time accepting the actions of one of the Shadow Lords, one of his own, Andre Tarkamunti. His actions
Can't
that
say
disgraced
that
him. Pardon?
Can't say that I'm actually surprised, but okay.
Well, apparently, Andre saw it fit to insult and break a pact that he made with Unicorn, or Black Unicorn, to the point that Unicorn ordered all of the children of Gaia and their kin to ostracize Andre and offer him no aid.
Wow.
Grandfather Thunder came down and told Andre to fix this or he would meet down punishment on the Sept itself.
So he's holding the Sept responsible.
Yes. And having him there to say it in front of many witnesses, I believe, imparts on all of us that we need to make sure that this issue is resolved. We don't need a totem angry at the Sept.
That I would attest to.
Additionally, I have served as a keeper of the land since before I was a foster and been one of the primary caretakers of the Sept grounds for many months, working tirelessly, to the point where I felt it was prudent that I could challenge Freya Frozenhammer and earn the title of Keeper of the Land, which I did by earning the favor of our Septotem Great White Mouse.
Interesting.
In our battles against the Storm Eater, I fought and helped to lead a group to victory. We suffered no losses, though we did suffer some casualties. But I feel that the overall attack and assault was a success.
Travis gets up at that time. He slowly walks towards the group. He doesn't mean any disrespect, that's why he walks slowly. He'll nod at the Wasp Singer, gives her the respective bow. He respects her pretty much. He gives a nod to Complicates, he is the Adren, and then he gives a nod to Callie. And he continues listens.
And my internet browser is being slow.
He looks up. Go right ahead, sir.
I also have, in more recent times, worked through some difficulties. Recently, in the death of two paths. I think he went by CJ. When it became apparent that the Banes that we were facing were too great in number and too great in power, I ordered our Cleiths to retreat. My packmate, Antonio, and I covered their escape. In doing so, we came up against a very powerful black spiral dancer, the likes of which I've never seen before. Between 2 and 4 arrows of silver, fetish arrows at that, I fired at this creature, and it did not even look remotely wounded. We were lucky in our endeavor that everyone made it out okay. In the fight that we had recently where we lost Brian O'Malley, I freely admit that I gave the order to Wishbone the creature that ended up destroying him and injuring several of us, but at the same time, when I ordered that maneuver, there were 3 Garu assaulting this creature, riding it almost, in a way, rending its armor off of it. One was clamped down on its face. It did not seem to have any defenses like what it showed when it attacked. And while some of us fell and got back up, Brian did not. But we ended up destroying that Bane. Pulling one more blighted creature out of the tree as we're trying to claim it for Gaia.
I see.
Additionally, I have trained many of the cubs in forms of combat. I have raised one of our Cleiths to Fostern by the name of Logan.
Travis raised an eyebrow when she says, "I teach them how to fight."
Continue.
Few of the kinfolk I have sparred with, though I can't say that I've taken many strides to, in a way, train them, but I have aided them in getting better in some ways, though minute and small. And on top of this, I've proved that I can handle myself against some stronger adversaries, and she'll look over her shoulder at Waspfinger. My teacher. Just recently, I bested in a friendly spar.
Contemplates, raises an eyebrow. Looks towards Wastinger. That true?
Wastinger, through the conversation, has been leaning back, arms crossed. When Contemplates acknowledges her, she just nods.
What the fuck? Really? Seriously?
I have a tenacity about me.
Martial prowess.
Oh, you did? Well, damn. Okay. Well, I guess the kids are growing up.
I disagree. Travis says it with a weird voice. He doesn't want to say this. He looks like he is being kind of sad. Kelly done a lot of deeds, but he actually does a lot of. She did a lot of things as well. I don't say that she didn't do anything that she has said, but I believe I haven't seen her lead. That's my problem. I would say I'm not gonna pose any challenge, or I'm not gonna say that she is not up for the task, because I know that if she wants to be Adren, it means that she wants to prove herself.
Mm-hmm.
But Kelly, this is not personal. This is me doing my duty, and I don't want you to misunderstand me. I have seen you in Edge of Frenzy a lot of times. The You have a problem with controlling your rage. You had it in several times. You had it several times, and
Callie, roll your rage.
Do, do, do.
Direct insult to your character.
Spending a point of willpower.
no, you can't spend willpower after you just said it. You just done it. I'm sorry.
Spend willpower after you make the roll to halt it for one turn, one more willpower to completely end it.
Yeah.
But perception empathy from everyone else might be a good idea to tell that she's about.
God damn. A lot of successes.
Travis looks at Callie, calm down. This is your voter speaking.
While Stinger will put a hand on her shoulder, grip it very tightly.
Her eyes are that shade of amber as she clenches her fists, and she'll actually drive her fingernails into the meat of her palms to the point where she's actually drawing blood to sort of snap herself out of it, spending that second point of willpower.
Please keep track of your willpower.
I got it.
Gotcha.
You led the people in the Storm Eater, but 3 of them was incapacitated. It was him, he shows mercy, and myself who arrived. To be honest, I congratulate you after what you have done. You killed the beast. But it was, let's just say I wouldn't do the fighting way that you just did, because you had your armor on you, but you let Emmett fight in front and you fought in the back. I'm a warder for 2 months. And last month, yes, you were there. I have seen you. I am grateful that you aided this sept for a lot of times. But that last 3 months, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say never, but I haven't seen you fighting. Or, yes, you were doing your keeper duties, yes, you were there, but there were fights, Callie, and you weren't there. What I would recommend as warder is, let Callie prove herself. Maybe it's not just me who has these questions. Maybe if I have these questions, maybe somebody else will. Let Kelly prove herself for 1 more month. And then I promise you, when you prove yourself, nobody is going to ask these questions. Everybody is going to say, yes, Kelly deserves to be Adren. Kelly deserves to be leader in the future.
Do you understand?
If I may, Callie.
She'll bite her lip but nod. She's got that chin out in that indignant way, but yes, she keeps it bottled up for now.
Travis, how many people stepped in your way when you challenged for Adren?
No, they actually fear from what I have done to them, probably, because
No, like seriously, how many? Like, name the guru that stepped in your way and said, "No, you should not be Adren."
You had your questions in your mind, so that's Blitzkrieg.
Did we literally stand in your way and say no?
No, because my needs were a lot.
What makes hers any different?
I simply question that I haven't seen Callie lead. Adren is a leader.
I want to challenge that and say that a lot of times people are put into leadership positions and they grow into them, like you did when you did your plan for the Storm Eater.
My friend, you must understand you weren't there when I was a Cleath and Foster. I led a lot of things. I led small groups, but I never led battles. When I led small groups, I literally sacrificed myself to get those people out of danger.
Are you saying I didn't consult with the Tail Singer before
I
I
don't
became
know.
Master of Challenges?
Bro,
As
I don't know.
an eyebrow?
I don't know, man. Like you, I never asked you.
So you
Their
wouldn't know.
Adren challenge was to come up with a hypothetical plan for how we would defeat the Storm Eater. Vigilant Bow, do you consider yourself capable of leading an assault of that magnitude?
Fair question.
I've had my doubts over how capable I am. But at the same time, I take into account the weaknesses and strengths and the duties of everyone who I have gone into battle with. And while you say that I didn't fight on the front lines, Travis, I took into account what I had seen from Emmett and how he could handle himself in a fight.
There
I took
are
into account that Logan and I did far more useful damage and could support better with our bows than we could with our claws. Pound for pound, I can throw out twice the amount of devastation with a bow than I can with my claws, at least before I join the Memento Mori and gain the benefits I have from Merlin now.
there are many Arun alphas of their packs, leaders of their particular groups who do prefer to lead from the back using their strategic knowledge and their voice of personality to inspire their fellow guru to direct from the back. And while they are no doubt leading the assault, they are not the very front person on the line because that does not suit their skill set. However, as an Arun, you are expected to be at least proficient in many different forms of combat, be it claws, hand-to-hand, melee. If you were put in a situation where you could not lead from the back, do you think you would do just as well?
I do.
Travis,
So,
are you stepping in her way and saying no?
if she thinks that she can, that means that she can. I don't think that she's a liar. I never seen her lie.
As he kind of raises an eyebrow at you, like, you had all of this to say, so what changed now?
No. He didn't mean anything bad. Like he literally said, I never seen her lie. Like she's a good, like she's not liar. So if she thinks that she can lead. To be honest, I can't stand in her way anymore. It's just I just said what I thought, and I know she. My thoughts probably was not that important for her, but I just wanted to share as my duty because if I didn't do them, I probably thought that I didn't do my job right. And he looks at Callie. If they give you a challenge, I hope that you will do it because it will be an honor to see you an Adren.
You don't sound convinced. As he just looks at you. And with that, I think that I am ill-suited to make a judgment on that part.
You're my friend. As I
I
have
have a
said, I am convinced that she wants to be Adren, and I don't want, as someone who wants to take her chance from this, I give her a challenge that she will prove herself. She will
Nobody's
prove
taking,
herself.
nobody's taking
Okay.
away her chance. Nobody's
No.
saying no. Like, I'm just simply saying if there's something else that she probably needs to do, Adrens are indeed leaders. I failed my first Adren challenge.
Most
Travis, she looks
She.
up at
Mhm.
Wastinger as she realized that her mentor wanted to speak.
Raya.
right. My suggestion, since you did list some very valid concerns, while Contemplates will naturally be issuing the challenge to Vigilant Bow, if you would like to keep an eye on her and ensure that she is progressing in the realms that you brought up, in the areas that she is weak, then perhaps that would be a good compromise.
I
I
think so.
have I have no problem with it. I would like to say the fact that I'm hoping that she will be Evan and she will do. But again, I would have feel bad if I didn't say what I have just said. And she defended herself very well. She held herself down while the rage is screaming to beat me down, claw me. That's something what an Adren do. They usually talk their way down, and I was expecting Callie to beat me down. That was kinda your challenge to beat then and you passed that, Callie. I am not standing in your way now. He literally just looks at Case and makes for the challenge.
Your your concerns are valid. A good Arun, in fact, is more than just somebody capable of striking their opponent fast and hard. They must be a good leader. They must coordinate those under them, and they must be able to remain in control so that everybody will come back with as few casualties as possible. These are the areas that bears witness Yeth has noticed you to be weakened. Therefore, perhaps the challenge should involve some of these, strengthening some of these qualities. She looks at Contemplate. Of course, it's your challenge to give.
He nods. Well, Raya, I always take your considerations into concern.
Callie looks up at Contemplates. I came to you because the last challenge you gave me was on par with other Adren challenges I have heard of, and I know that you will not make it easy for me. You placed me through a strain that I hadn't been through before. And I'm hoping that if there are naysayers, as Travis has said, that a challenge from you will put that to rest.
Alright. He looks at you, sizes you up, gives you a very concerned nod, and his brown eyes seem to pierce you a bit. Alright. My challenge for you would be, I hear that there will soon be a battle to clear out the issue with the tree. You, Callie, will devise a plan on how we will handle this situation. A hypothetical plan, of course. Who will take responsibility for what, and whom will be going into the tree to deal with the worm threat. You will be in charge.
I need to roll willpower. There's a flinching of her eye that's ever so slight.
Mm-hmm.
as she swallows hard, and you can tell that the gravity of the situation's not lost on her at all. And you can see that there are certainly doubts that she has, but she looks back over her shoulder at Waffstinger.
Offstinger will give her shoulder a squeeze, lean down and whisper, "Confidence, Callie."
One of the most important things about being an Adren is not only being able to walk the walk, but you also have to talk it. Do you believe you can do this?
Yes, I do.
You have knowledge of spirits. You have knowledge of how to talk to them. And you have made a number of fetishes. So being able to show your skill in this way by dealing with this plan to reclaim the tree, you will be seen and not questioned if you pull this off well. Know this, that you will not be judged on how many lives are lost, because in all actuality, we are always in a state of war. We could lose our lives any day. But being able to deliver a clear, concise plan that you yourself believe in and will carry out from beginning to end, that's the sign of a leader.
She takes a deep breath, licks her lips.
I also hear that Blitzkrieg had some ideas about what is to be done.
I value Blitzkrieg's counsel on most things. Maybe not so much social situations, but in tactical situations, I believe that there are few that are his peer within the set.
Through the pack link, Travis will hear. Make sure you have something else just in case something goes wrong.
I already have 3 plans.
Good.
Offstinger smiles a bit. The greatest challenge in this is listening to lots of arguing opinions and trying not to lose track of any of them or lose your temper.
There are some very strong personalities in this set. Some of which have taken positions of authority. It is your job to be able to temper that rage into something meaningful and not lash out at everyone that disagrees.
Why do I get the feeling that I'm going to learn what it is to be a Philodox throughout this?
He'll give you a wink.
She'll smirk and shake her head. Like I said, I came to you for a challenge, and a truest challenge in many respects. I will make sure that this plan set forth is the right and proper.
From the pack link, the Travis will just, it will be a smirk from, like, you know, like, will kind of like, it's not a smirk, but like he will kind of laugh and say, you know, I will be the one who will choose the plan because I'm the warder.
He looks at you and like smiles at you. So everybody gets a shot.
No, like this challenge is awesome. Don't worry.
I suggest you get to work.
Indeed. I have a few things I want to say to you. So, let's leave these two to their training. She smiles, contemplates. Bears witness Yuff. Of course, if you need me, you know where to find me.
He nods. What is he? Oh, see, what the fuck is Yaf means? Like,
Yuff means that you are my equal and I respect you.
oh shit. He nods, Raya. Thank you. Like he gets red.
Yes, sir, Captain Badass, sir.
She grins, don't let it go to your head, smiles at contemplate, and ushers her out.
Callie walks alongside Wastinger and she lets out all the air she's been holding in and deflates as she just shudders. This is quite possibly the biggest responsibility I've ever had.
I think that's a good place to end our scene.
Good place.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watcher, for watching.
Christy.
And alright. Well, anonymity just right out the window there, but thank you, Christy, for watching.
Hi, Christy.
Hello.
Everyone get it in. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.